So now that the cat is out of the bag, so to speak, like literally, the Black Panther cat is out of the bag, and Disney and Ryan Coogler and them have announced who their next Black Panther is, and how you see like that whole Black Panther cast has not one Black American, not one American Indian, no copper colored American on that cast. So the Black Panther has officially become a foreign film here in America. But now that we have, well, some of us have expressed our disappointment in that choice of, them not picking a Black American as the Black Panther, we can expect to hear, the rest of the world like, oh, that's because Black Americans are useless and cultureless and all this other BS. Even though the Black Panther, Stan Lee got the Black Panther from the Black Panther Party here in America. The Black Panther Party was instrumental in starting the WIC program, even though the government will not tell, will not say that, but it was the Black Panther Party that was feeding thousands of kids per day because there were so many kids going to school hungry, and the government was not helping, even though the government destabilized the families of these kids, did not help the kids at all. And so it was the Black Panther Party that developed a free lunch, free breakfast, free lunch program for them in 1969. And then in 1972, the government erected the WIC program. So, yeah, they did get the idea to give free lunches and WIC supplies to parents. They stole that from the Black Panther Party. That is where Stan Lee got the idea for a Black Panther. And so also, you will not find a Wakanda anywhere in Africa, but you will find several Wakandas here in the Americas because check out Wakanda Springs, Kansas, for example. But there are several Wakandas in different parts of America, North America to be exact. And so as we go through this next phase of you guys are cultureless and you have no blah, 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 just remember that this is what's coming because that's what they always do. They got something that we wanted, and I suppose they will probably rub it in our faces as much as they can while calling us cultureless, while filming a movie named after a copper-colored American Indian, Black American group, the Black Panthers, and having the setting of that movie in a place that is only found in America, Wakanda. So they will try. I have come to the conclusion that these people are worse for me personally. They are worse than the damn European Americans, because at least we knew how those European Americans felt about us. These people played in our faces for decades, and we thought that they were allies or that we could, kind of bring them in as allies. And the whole time they were planning to do what they have effectively are trying to do now, which is to replace us. And how do we know that? Because of the movie Us by Jordan Peele, where the Tethers, who were living in this underworld just kind of waiting their turn, I suppose, waiting for the time for them to rise up from under the ground where they were living, from the underworld, and replace the originals. And all of this has been planned. Even, I think, us using the word tether, because, it was in the movie. And so, yeah, it's a disappointment. I am very disappointed in Ryan Coogler, even though, I understand he's a part of the Hollywood machine, but it's still disappointing. It's disappointing to see all of our works being erased right before our eyes. It's disappointing to see our stories being told by other people who could give a fuck about us. They don't care about us. And I think that's the part for me that hurts the worst, is that, these people don't care about us. They never did and they never will. But they will use our stories so that they can profit off of it, all the while telling us that these are not our stories, all the while lying to us for years. They have all known that, who we were and who we are, and they kept throwing it in our faces, and they still do, with calling us, oh, slave, and you slave, and you slave, as if they themselves are not slaves of a system that has taken over this world, and that has that ultimately will not benefit them or their people. But I'm pretty sure they don't care about that either. And so, yeah, that's my commentary about this whole Black Panther thing. That a movie based on a character that was drawn and built off of an organization that was erected because of our pain and our suffering to help us. That movie is now been moved overseas and has become a foreign film to the very people that that character was built for. And even down to the name of the country that they're using, which is Wakanda. There are Wakandas all over this country in North America. And so for me, I am very, very disappointed. I'm very disappointed. And I know that they're going to rub that shit in our faces. But still we rise. That's what I'm hearing. We still rise because at the end of the day, that's our old shit. And we coming out with some new shit that this world has never seen. All we ask is that they leave us the fuck alone. Which we know they can't do because they can't create anything without us, because everything that they create is actually stolen from us. I was thinking about, even with, seeing all I saw a video the other day where it was like these two Asian dudes, and they were just like, yeah, I'm that dude, and I'm da 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 da. And if you close your eyes, you would think that these were Black American dudes talking. There was video circulating a couple of weeks ago about them doing like the majorette dances and the drum major dances, and this is only just a few years after they effectively got affirmative action. They worked hard to get affirmative action taken out of the college acceptance process, just to harm us, saying that we were not smart enough to make it into these PWIs or into these what are these the PWIs like Harvard, and they were saying we weren't, the Black Americans are taking our spots because of DEI and because of affirmative action, and so they effectively got affirmative action removed in order to harm us, only to steal our shit. Why? Because they were not getting accepted into these colleges because all they knew was work, 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 work. And the colleges, oh yeah, see, confirmation. And the colleges were looking for um, not just work ethic, but personality ethic. And they had none. And so now we see them prancing their happy asses down the street over in Korea, um, as they took our majorette dances, and they took our drum major uh, dances, and acting like they dudes. Yeah, I'm that dude. I'm that dude, because they had no personality to get into these. So now they have to take from us, call us culturalists, to try and get into these so they can have more enriched stories to put on their applications, so that they can try and get into these colleges of choice. And so, I can go on, but everybody, we see what's happening, we see what's going on. But yeah, I'm really disappointed in that Black Panther thing, because that's our story, another one of our story, being cosplayed, and there was a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. I think about like how the Black Panthers were dismantled by this government because they were doing good works for the Black community. When we think about the chairman Fred Hampton, and how he died. He was drugged and shot up. He never even got a chance to meet his baby. And now we have, the movie named after him is now a foreign film to us. It's inhumane. This is inhumane treatment. And I, for one, am sick of it. And I hope that movie fucking flops.